feel like every brand has its hits and misses. I don't like the texture of it. Not digging those, there will always be those few products that somebody's not gonna like. Was never a big fan of those. It creased like none other. Some of those misses are bigger than others, and those are the ones you'll be hearing about in this video. Not a huge fan. It was slightly painful. It was that bad. Hi everybody, thanks for joining me for this video. This one's gonna be kind of a negative video because I'm gonna be sharing my failed products of the past year, or approximately the past year. Things that just didn't work out for me, and that's something really important to remember, is that just because these didn't work for me doesn't mean they couldn't work for you. But there are some key things that I'll be pointing out about each thing, why it didn't work for me, and then you'll kind of be able to say, well, maybe I don't have her skin type, or I actually like products that do this or that. So then you'll know if maybe it's something worth looking into for you. But for me, these are the things I really didn't like. And I didn't just pull out certain things out of my collection that I just kind of didn't like or I was on the fence about. I mean, these are things that I will never purchase again. I have a handful of products for face, then some for eyes, lips, and kind of a body and a skincare product as well. First product I want to talk about is this Almay Wake Up Hydrating Makeup. And so this is actually a powder product here. You can see the powder down here in the bottom. The construction of this product is sort of cool. You pull out this brush, you've got something that's like a typical foundation brush, actually a nice tapered bristles here, rather soft brush, and then you unscrew this part and you've got your makeup here. And what's odd and sort of interesting about this product is that when it appears to be a powder, but when it starts to come in contact with your skin and like blend into your skin, it almost becomes like a cream. And it is an interesting idea, but I found this to go on really streaky, and it actually, especially, you're applying it with this brush, so it needs a certain amount of pressure to make that reaction happen where it kind of turns creamy a little bit. But something I noticed about this was that it has actual glitter. And this is a foundation, and I know that's been a complaint of mine about like Revlon Photo Ready, but this is much more obvious. What you're looking at right here, see that sheen as I move my hand? That's the foundation. And so it's just definitely too much glow for me. I wore this and looked at myself not even a few hours into wearing it, and I thought, what happened? A line of products that I am not impressed with at all are the Maybelline Fit Me bronzers and blushes. These are the quality that a lot of drugstore products had years and years ago. Like when I first started using makeup, I kind of remember things operating like this. You put your brush in it, it didn't come off with a whole lot of color, but you kind of just thought, well, I guess that's just the way makeup is. That's the way it's supposed to be. Well, now you've got awesome blushes coming out from like NYX and Milani and CoverGirl Cheekers and all these different drugstore brands, and e.l.f. Studio blushes, they're great. And so the standard is so much higher than it ever used to be, and I feel like now Maybelline has put out this Fit Me line, and I heard somebody I've talked about these before, I think in my one brand tutorial, and somebody told me that these are geared toward a younger generation, so that's why they're so sheer. I say baloney to that. I mean, this stuff you're paying for a blush, you should have a blush. And I mean, honestly, this is medium pink. This was supposed to be for my skin tone. Looks like it should be okay, but check out, I mean, the swatch on my finger here. It's so light. It's like a highlight kind of thing. Guess what the name of this bronzer is? Deep bronze. This is not deep. I'm just saying that's not deep bronze. That's on my pinky there, if you can see it. I do not understand. There are so many other alternatives now in the drugstore that, I'm sorry, but it makes these look really bad. Now that I'm all fired up about face products, let's move on to some eye products. This was one that I reviewed earlier in the year. L'Oreal The One Sweep. Yeah, this is a applicator. You're supposed to sweep it across these and then sweep it across your eye, and that's it. that's your look. It almost would need to be a stamp, you know, something that you directly put on your look from here to here. But you know, you're supposed to. It's called sweep. What is a sweep? It sweeps across, and it just does not look finished. The quality of these shades are not. What in the? Okay, it just broke. It just broke. The quality of these shadows is not that bad. It's going to be difficult to use them, and that's why I haven't really gone back and used this a lot, because they're so skinny. It's hard to get a brush in there to use them. Make a lot of people's lives easier if that did work and look good, but it doesn't. You know how I love my Wet n Wild, and I love their regular eyeshadows, but they recently came out with these glitter creams. Don't know if they're still floating around in stores since they came out like kind of a little while before the holidays, so I don't know if anybody's still got these. They are limited edition, but it's a glitter cream palette, and really, once you get through a top layer of glitter, if glitter was what you're looking for, you will soon not have the glitter. They'll crease like mad. You can't just wear them alone. So let's say you got some partial glitter on there and you're like, ooh, I like the look of this glitter on my lid. Well, you're gonna have to top it with a shadow to make it last, and that does not make sense. Why would you want to top glitter with shadow? Like, what's that gonna do? But that's what you have to do if you want it to stay. And then, like I said, some of these, you get through the glitter and it's like the glitter doesn't even exist anymore. It was just a topper for this product. And so I thought, I wish they would have just maybe come out with some new regular powder shadow shades instead of giving us this, which was kind of a disappointment. Another product, probably my least favorite mascara that I've used. It's from Laura Geller. It's called At Long Lash Mascara. It claims to be waterproof, conditioning, and high gloss. Part of the thing that makes it be a high gloss mascara is that it is a very wet formula. And wet formulas generally don't agree with my lashes. Another part of the problem is when you pull this out of the container, it doesn't clean off this smaller end. It's a very tapered brush and it curves, and when you pull it out, you've got just tons of black, inky goop of mascara there on the end, and it's like you have to go cleaning that off, and then you still are left with a wet and sticky formula. I don't like the brush, I don't like the formula. It does not do anything great for my lashes, so it's just not good. Another eye product I want to talk about are some false eyelashes, and I don't have them here to show you, but I will show you some video that I still have when I did my initial review on these. But they are the Kiss lashes with the applicator strings. Basically, what you've got here is a great product that the brand added something else to, added kind of a little gimmick to make people think, oh, this will make it easy to apply false eyelashes. But in my opinion, it made it way harder. I struggled in my video that I did with these because you've got these strands, and they're supposed to help you position the lash just so. You know, you've got your glue on there. It's supposed to help you position it just right on your lash line, and then you pull the strips off, or the strings. They just pull off, and that was a struggle as well. That was not a pleasant experience by any means. Consequently, the Kiss lashes, the 03s, are my favorite, and I mean, they got an Emily Award for my favorite false lashes, and I went on to just take the strings off, and I continued to use the lashes themselves because I like them. You want a good tip for applying false eyelashes, and this is probably going to oversimplify it to some extent, but hold them in the middle of the strip and then align that with the middle, with the iris, the pupil of your eye. Look straight ahead into a mirror and try to align it like that. You don't need to get like 4 fingers in here trying to do this kind of a job. Set it on there and then press on the inside and the outside to make sure it's on. That's a easier way to do it than trying to use these strings that really make you feel like you're working a puppet show or something. Product formula really don't like is CoverGirl Shine Blast. All the shades are really sheer. They don't show up really much as different colors on the lips. It's just slippery, greasy, oily. I don't like it for any reason. And when you put it back in, you have a real good tendency to get a little bit of product coming out around the outer edge of the cap where the cap meets the container, and I just don't like that. Another unfortunate product, at least in my eyes this year from Wet n Wild, were these juicy lip balms with SPF 15. I've got a couple of these, and Initially, the smell is not great, but not awful. This is a strawberry one that I have here. And when you put it on your lips, it's not that it has no flavor, it's that it has a bad flavor. It's not like, oh, that kind of is a little bit like strawberry, but not quite. Oh, well. No, it's just like, it's not good. Oh, juicy lip balm. Wouldn't that be something that might be kind of pleasant to have on your lips? Well, this will, like, when your tongue comes in contact with this, it's kind of like something that would keep you from wanting to lick your lips. You are kind of getting to that point where you're like, oh, I want to perk up my skin with a sunless tanner. Just a heads up on one that I didn't think was too good, and it's Sublime Bronze Splash of Sun for Body. And so this is like basically a spray gel sunless tanner. When I first used this, I thought it gave me a really nice glow. It went on fairly easy, it dried decently well. The issue was how it wore off. Like, even after I knew I exfoliated extensively, it wore off kind of like an alligator. Like, it looked so blotchy. It got me dark rather quickly in a few days, but then it wore off and it just looked, it was not attractive. I was forced to wear sleeves on days I would not have worn sleeves. I mean, it was just not pretty. So I would caution you against getting the Sublime Bronze, because as nice as it will look in the days you put it on, it will not look very nice in the days as it starts to kind of wear off. Now, a product from Sigma that is probably their worst brush, because I love their brush sets. But this is called the Cleansing and Polishing Tool, and it's basically this. It's rotating in a full circle. You can see more on that in a second, but it comes with, whoa, hello, it comes with 3 total brush heads. I remember first using this and thinking, this hurts. Like, it's going in a full circle like this on your face. I was using the most gentle brush head and thinking, if this is what the Clarisonic is like, I am not interested. And then, you know, I started to learn more about the Clarisonic, and that has a technology that more so just wiggles the brush back and forth so quickly, like you can hardly see it to the naked eye. When they talk about it on QVC, they put a special light on it. They're moving that quickly and that small of a movement. This is moving in a full circle, and it really felt like it was pulling the skin a lot. And I mean, it only took me a few times to use it to realize that, like, I should not have to be in pain when I use this, and I don't have especially sensitive skin, and you know, it may have been cleansing my skin, it may have been, you know, getting off makeup better than I do on my own, but for me to have to feel that way while I use it, I was not impressed. So there you go, guys. Lots of products that did not work for me over the past year. I hope this was useful to you. I know some people will say I don't want to waste your time with a review that's something I didn't like, but honestly, those are things that need to be shared, because if it's really that bad, then folks should know and be warned. So that's kind of what I'm doing with this video. If you like some of these things, please don't take offense to the fact that I don't like them. We're all individuals here with our own opinion. I tried to just explain to you why I didn't like them, so that way you're able to make your own decision. There you have it. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for watching the Emily Awards as well, which was all about wonderful favorite products, and have a great day. Bye, guys.